I got rules as follow when it come to women. You know what I mean? One, you can't smoke. Like, I don't get down with all that smoking stuff. Like, that's not woman like. You know what I mean? That's not lady like. Because you know what I mean, it dries you out and it makes you stink anyway. So it's like, yo, I'm not with all that smoking stuff. You could quit all that. You know what I mean? Not to mention, it just shows me how little confidence you have in yourself when you're smoking and you ain't taking care of yourself. And I ain't got time for that BS. So none of that smoking. Not to mention, if you smoking, that means you easily vulnerable. That means any of these little whack dudes could run up on you trying to look cool and you won't know the difference because you smoking. So you can't recognize that dude's a loser. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't be with none of that smoking because that means any guy could get you if you running around smoking. Two, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mess with, like women that use explicit language. Like if you running around here running your mouth using explicit language all the time, like it's okay if you know what I mean, you frustrated, you angry, you use it. You know what I mean? It happens. And granted, that's not even a great way at times because you gotta be a lot better. You gotta be a lot more above. You know what I mean? You gotta use some more intellectual words to help express yourself and help them understand, like, yo, you little. You know what I mean? So I mean, like, to use explicit language is like, yo, I don't want my woman to use it. If you can't come up with nothing better, boo, you ain't worth it. You ain't worth my time. You ain't worth my energy. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm just saying. You know, what else? Rude. If you rude, you run around rude. Like it's one thing if you know how to be rude to the right guys, but you can't just be running up just being rude to anybody. You know what I mean? Like you got to know who you being rude to. You know what I mean? You got to know who the losers are. If you being rude, like if you walk past and you rude to me, then automatically I already know you ain't worth it. Cause to me it's like, yo, you don't recognize who the losers are. Cause I'm far from one. So it's like, in my opinion, it's like if you rude to me, I'm just like, you ain't even worth any energy. I'm just saying, So it's like, it, those are my rules. You know what I mean? I had those rules for a reason, cause like I'm not gonna let you make me lose my life. You know what I mean? Over some BS. Or put myself on the line over some BS. Cause to me, it's like if you break any of those rules, then to me, 9 times out of 10, you're liable to put everything I worked so hard for in jeopardy. Not to mention yourself. And you ain't worth it. You know what I mean? No matter how good you look. And I love very, very beautiful women. But at the same time, it's like, if you running around smoking, you gonna put me in at risk. Cause all it takes for you to go smoke or go buy some marijuana or smoke with the right person or the wrong person anyway, and have everything messed up in life. Not to mention 9 times out of 10, if you smoking, you probably got the wrong cats around you anyway. Not to mention if you smoking 9 times out of 10, you got a low self-esteem and you ain't keeping your confidence up at all. That's a problem. You know what I mean? You ain't handling business right. So if you ain't keeping your confidence up, you ain't handling business right. Because you need to be shutting down anybody who's destroying your confidence, especially if you look good. So I'm just saying, like, you ain't handling business right if you running around smoking. You ain't taking care of yourself. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, that's just the beginning, though.